We're a lot better prepared going into this season than I think we've been in the last 2 or 3 years, so looking forward to Madison. Can't wait. You know, the short course is kind of new to everybody. It's been a long time since Miami, where they run a 1 2/3 miles. I think we got good equipment. The T6 and the T5 are both good short course boats, so we're looking forward to that. Fighting for lanes, I think everybody knows that I'm ready for that. I was the biggest one against it when we went away from it, and happy to have it back. It's going to be interesting. It's a little bit different than what we did in 08. We're scoring up at the entrance pin at turn 1 and establish our lanes at the entrance pin at turn 2 instead of the exit pin. There's going to be a lot of people that will have different strategies, and it's fun. I like it. The last couple of years, going into a heat, you didn't get the nervous jitters or anything. You knew where you were going to start. This kind of gets your adrenaline rolling because you're thinking of 10,000 different strategies going into the heat of what you're going to do to get lane 1, and it just makes it more exciting, I think, for a driver, and I think for the fans too. Steve David's really good. He's got, it really is a communication thing with your crew people, the guys on your radio, having, you know, an A, B, C, D plan going out there, because normally all 4 of those things get thrown out the window by somebody else what they're doing. Steve never runs inboard stuff, and he's one of the hardest. He's got a real good radio guy, Mike Jansen, but I think me and Tom, my crew chiefs, our communication, and we pretty much own lane 1 or 2 in 2008. We got good communication, and Kip, Scott, and Steve are probably, I think, the hardest guys that are going to fight for lane 1 once Scott gets used to the boat. They're all, Kip and Scott come from 5 liters, and I think that really helps you. I mean, if you out here watching this weekend some Amish, it's 3 minutes of sitting there trolling. Our starting procedure in the inboard is a little bit different, so there's a little bit different strategies going. But I'm on the radios with Kip in the 5 liter, and he'll be on the radios with me when I drive the 5 liter. And we have lots of plans before we go out and try to just make it happen to get lane 1. I come from 5 liter and running a lot of stock classes, so I just rather be in lane 1 all the time. There may be a little bit of boat contact, but I don't think there's going to be much, and that's where the referee, I think, has got to come in and do his job. There's a 10-foot rule in the rule book, and it needs to, if somebody's bumping somebody before the heat or during the heat, somebody isn't doing something right and should have a penalty. Well, I'd like to say Alberto and Qatar. That means we did our off-season homework good. They're definitely the top 2 boats, and if we're fighting in there with them for heat wins, then we did our job, I think. You know, it's strange that we emphasize going out and qualifying hard and risk crashing the boat when we got heat races coming up and a little bit more important. So the points will be a little bit of an issue as far as overall points, you know, at the end of the week, and now it's going into the finals, so you'll want to still qualify, but I never really got too wound up about it before when it was for fighting for lanes, so I don't think I will care. I mean, we're going to qualify. We know that if we're 5th in qualifying, we've qualified there many times and come out on top at the end of the weekend, so as long as we're in the top 5 or close in speed, then we're fine. I think the 11 will be one that will be in contention almost right off the bat. They got a team that structurally have been together for a bunch of years. They got a boat that has shown signs of running good, and they got a driver that's got experience. So I really don't think they're going to be too set back at all other than learning the boat, but they had torn that whole thing apart and went through it and put all their own ways of doing things on it, so I really don't think they're going to be set back at all. The other team, I'm not worried about them. Brand new boat, and anytime you build a brand new boat, there's times it could come out of the gate fast, or there could be handling problems, and if there's handling problems on there, I think it's going to take them a long while to figure it out. Not really worried about them in the first couple races. There's been a little bit of tension in the 5-liter groups. There's been a little bit of tension on the race course with our boats coming together, but I would go to an unlimited race, not taking what's happened in the 5-liter to an unlimited race. The unlimiteds are bigger boats, they're more expensive, and we drive for people, and it's not a place to take your anger out and start running into somebody just because you're mad.